And finally, I have started Hades 1. That's right, guys. I don't know if you've heard of this game. It's called Hades from 2020. But I finally got around to it. I'm not the biggest roguel fan. I do like many roguelike games. It's just not a genre that I'm like, I need to play all of these. But I enjoy quite a few. You know, I have many hours in Risk of Rain 2. I love Vampire Survivors, which has many roguelike elements. More roguelite. And my friends, Hades was on sale for $5 on Steam, and my friends were like, you gotta play it. And I said, okay, but you're gonna be responsible for it, so you are gonna press every button on my phone to pay for the game. You're gonna do it. Click on buy game, click on pay now, click on this, my payment information. You're gonna do all of it. That's gonna be on you. I started playing it. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one of those games. If you haven't played Hades by now, I can give you the not on the hype train recommendation that yes, this is a really good roguelite. The light is important because it is a different style. So the one that I have the most, I have a lot of experience with Risk of Rain 2. And Roar 2 is a rogue-like, primarily. It's more on the like than a light. And you ask about what is the distinction, and the main thing, so people have all these arguments about what makes it a light versus a roguelike. The biggest difference is, I would say, meta progression. So, in between runs, do you go back to some kind of a thing where you can upgrade? Do you have upgrades that carry over? Do you have progress that carries over? Do you get progressively... Do you start, over the course of like hours and hours of playing the game, do you start each run progressively, statistically stronger than you did before? That's a rogue light aspect. And Roar 2 definitely has an element of meta progression, but it's not, it's on the softer side as it exists, because it's mostly in the form of content. You'd ever start stronger in Risk of Rain 2? A little bit. There's like the upgrades that you can get, I will say. There's the upgrades that you can get that change certain behaviors, like you get to choose. It's not a random pick out of the boxes. There's some stuff like that. But for the most part, it's a lot heavier on... Every run is basically a clean slate. Most of the stuff that you're unlocking is new items to add to the upgrade pool and new characters. And occasionally, you know, there's one or two things here or there that get introduced. That's the majority of stuff that you're unlocking. You're not starting each run with like, oh, I am 15% faster. My attack speed is way faster. And that's a big distinction because of the structure and how strong they expect you to be, Hades and something like Risk of Rain 2 have very different dynamics with your character's progression over the course of a run. Because every start of Risk of Rain is a clean start, the developers are a lot more comfortable with letting you get broken as fuck. They are comfortable with you getting enough items that you can just absolutely shred. Like, I shoot 1,000,000 bullets per second, and every bullet ricochets between like enemies up to 12 times. And every time it ricochets, it does more damage, and it also heals me every time I deal damage, and I fucking heal off everything, and I also get a shield when I don't get damaged for long enough. So I stand far enough, and then I get a big shield, and then I heal off everything, and I kill everything in 2 seconds. And then the game just starts throwing bigger and bigger and bigger challenges at you. And the power level goes way higher. Hades is like on the other end. Hades expects you to get your power boosts outside of the run. Well, for the most part, your consistent power boosts. You have a mirror that you can reflect on. It's very cute, very clever. And that's like your main upgrade tree, where you can spend some of the resources that you get. You've got these gems, or what is it, obsidian, darkness, something like that you earn during your runs, and you can spend it to get long-term upgrades. The weapons have upgrades. There are alternate forms of the weapons that you can get with certain rare currencies. What are the other upgrade things? There is like a contractor that you can pay resources, even more resources to add things to the dungeon whenever you go through it. So safe rooms where you can heal up. Stuff like that. You are expected to get a lot of your long-term power from meta progression. And then the in-run upgrades tend to be a little weaker. I don't know, weaker, but the power scale is different. They aren't as permissive with everything synergizes with or synergizes with like a bunch of other stuff, and you can easily make like a super fucked up, really strong build. There's a lot of times in Hades where you just have to pick a boon that isn't. You're like, I don't really like this one. I guess I'll take it. And you have to make compromises and slightly change your build on the fly due to the random aspect of the way that they're doled out. You have these upgrades from each of the Olympian gods and I think a couple other ones, and every time you get one, you get a selection of 3 different boons, which are your upgrades, your items, kind of. There's also things that you can upgrade your main weapon with. Oh, there's a bunch of weapons. There's 5. Yeah, there's 5 weapons, right? There's 6 weapons. There's 6 weapons, and each of them has 4 different forms that you can unlock that change some of their moves. I really only like the more melee-focused ones. I love that spear. I like the gauntlets a lot. I like the sword. The shield is neat. I don't like the bow very much. I really don't like the gun. I do not like that gun. Heaven forbid I do a run with it. Hades forbid I do a run with it. Oh, my neck again. I'm too focused. I'm just staring ahead. So that is kind of the game's candor. Don't expect to get a build every single run where you are broken as shit. Expect to have to work a little bit with what you're given and maybe have to settle sometimes. But you can get a couple upgrades that are really nice throughout the dungeon runs. And when you do get something that feels good, like more AoE, like when I get more AoE on the spear attacks, or I got that, I was playing with the sword and I got the upgrade for the sword that made the special move launch forward as well. So it was like this big leaping AoE strike. And then I got an upgrade from Dionysus that made it deal like a big AoE poison cloud in the area. And then I got a thing that was like was there one that makes you deal more damage while enemies are poisoned enemies, something like that. Just more synergy with stuff. And once you get a good synergy going, it feels so nice. And I really love the aesthetic and the characters. I haven't played or consumed a good Greek myth thing in a little while, so I think everyone thinks Greek myth is pretty cool. And it's nice to have an excuse to go do some wiki diving again about what was this guy's deal? Oh yeah, this is so much interesting. I love ancient myth and lore. great and endless well to go back to for inspiration for media. I think the idea of having each of the 12 Olympian gods giving you their blessings as sort of the diegetic reason for why you're getting upgrades throughout a dungeon trying to get out of escape the underworld is a great idea. There is so much dialogue in this game. There is so much dialogue. It's crazy. How fucking much did they pay these people to talk into a microphone? Just every single time I respawn, there's like 5 new lines of dialogue I hear. From Zagreus, from the other inhabitants of the underworld who are hanging out in Hades's domain. There's so many conversations that you can have with characters. A lot of it is I don't care like a super huge deal. So I keep up with what's going on and the big plot things and some of the, the conflicts between the characters, but I've kind of been like, yeah, I'm just only going to read like half of these maybe now. I do like the game quite a bit. It's stealing a fair amount of time from me. Fun game. A lot of the weapons feel good. It runs I think it's nice that there are weapons that I dislike, because that means that other people would probably like them a lot. But yeah, I don't know. Right now, talking about it makes me want to go do another run. I have not beaten Hades. I have not beaten the titular man. I've not killed my dad yet. I've gotten to him, but only I got halfway through the fight, and then it was too much, and I didn't have enough revives left. But yeah, I don't have too much to add to the Hades conversation. It is just a very, very good roguelite with fun action, good controls. Visually, it's a little messy. It's a little hard to tell what's going on sometimes, but you also kind of learn that it's designed in such a way where a lot of the stuff you don't really have to pay attention to. So you do have to learn how to filter out the visual noise of what's going on and just focus on the area directly around your character for the most part. That's the I guess a tiny complaint I have with it, but it's not super difficult for me to overcome because I'm so good, Yeah, it's a really good roguelite. Tons of content. Tons of gameplay variety, lots of cool upgrades and trinkets and stuff to unlock. I personally find the combat very fun. I wish I didn't have to click quite as much as I do, but it's a good time. It's a good time, and it is definitely worth the money. Maybe I will eventually get to Hades too, but for now, I'm just going to see how far I can get in the original game, and how much stuff I can unlock, because I know there's just a boatload of content in this game.